Yeah. Hi, Banita. How are you?
Yeah, hello, sir. Good afternoon. I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
I'm doing good too. Thank you. So, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sir, sure.
Mm.
So, hello, sir. My name is Banita Kumari Sahu. And first of all, I want to thanks to you for allowing me to introduce myself. So, as I informed, my name is Banita Kumari Sahu, and I have studied BTech in the field of electronics and telecommunication from Centurion University of Technology and Management, Paralakhemundi, which is in Odisha. So I have some of the soft skill which makes me different from others. Like I have time management skill and I am a self-motivated person. Whatever may be the situation, I can motivate myself to work. And even I have creative thinking skill. So along with the soft skill, I have few of the technical knowledge as well as. So I can say I have decent knowledge in software testing, manual testing, API testing, and also I have learned how to work with Jira tool and
Mm.
the Postman tool for API testing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have done the certification for mentioned technologies, like whatever I have mentioned. Like I have done the certification from Udemy Academy, Software Masterclass by Ozan Ilhan, and also I have completed the software tutorial from Great Learning. So
Mm-hmm.
my ambition, I mean, my short term goal is to get more knowledge and acquire more knowledge into a manual testing and to be a pro tester. And while coming to long term goal, I just want to be the manual tester as well as the API, I mean, automation tester to get a
Mm-hmm.
higher position in the same organization. So basically, I can say I believe in continuous learning and improvement. Also, I believe in hard work and honesty because
Mm-hmm.
all these are the main aspects which help us to get our success and reach to our goal. Yes, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Right, right. Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen and I'll
Okay,
give you
sir.
one scenario and you can tell
Okay,
me
sir.
what will be your approach for the same. Right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So, here is the scenario. The product is deployed before the schedule. For example, if you see that schedule, you will have some schedule for development, you will have some timeline for testing,
Yes, yes.
but you have received this product, you have received this functionality before schedule, right? And
Yes, yes.
it is as per the client requirements, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So,
Now, yeah, now developer has performed one level of unit testing, right? Still
okay.
they are doing some changes, still they are updating the product, they are updating the functionality code, right? Now you are assigned the application for testing, right? You don't have any requirements. You are not part of the calls also when client calls were there with the development team or with the PMO business analyst. Now, what would be your testing strategies for this project?
Okay, sir. So as you have mentioned, there is no documentation. I mean, no business requirement document we have.
Mm,
So first and foremost thing is we have less time. Then I'll go with the exploratory testing. So
mm,
whatever the application we have designed,
mm,
thoroughly I'll explore the functionality of the application firstly, and all the measurability, like what are the measure functionality we have, I'll list it down, and all the scenario I'll prepare by myself
mm,
and with the help of seniors. So based on that document, whatever we have prepared, is there are no documents from client side, so we'll prepare our own by exploring the application functionality. Based on that, we'll perform the testing. If in case, one more scenario, if the software already known to me, if I have prior knowledge or experience for that particular domain or for particular application, then
mm.
I'll go with the ad hoc testing without having any documentation. Also, if we have some more prior knowledge to the particular application, we can perform the ad hoc testing as lack of time period.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this sounds good. You'll go for exploratory testing. But
Yeah.
before that, see, it is about testing strategy. You might be testing functionality
Yes,
A,
more.
functionality B, functionality C, right? But then you will come to know that functionality C is not fully developed, right? As I mentioned,
Yes,
it is
sir.
yet to develop. So first of
Yes,
all,
yes.
what you can do is you can ask the development team, you can collaborate with them, you can connect with them. Give me the list of functionalities that you have fully developed
Tested.
and yeah, and are testable, right? So you are aware
Yes.
about
Okay.
agile, right?
Yes, sir.
Like how much
Yes.
percent is usable to the end user, how much percent is workable for the end user point of view, right?
I
So
think it, yes, sir.
yeah,
Mostly 80 to 85% we consider,
yeah.
if
So in
I'm
that,
not wrong.
yeah, in that context, just get them the list, or you can say some kind of a release information, right? What all things you
Okay.
have developed end to end, so that you can work. For example, then if you don't have this list handy, then what would happen?
Yes, yes.
If you find the bug and if you report that bug, they will mark it as invalid. They'll tell this is still in progress,
Yes, yes.
right? Because see,
Yes,
it
sir.
is deployed, product has been deployed, but it is yet to develop.
That to develop.
Partially,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
partially development is still there, right?
Yes, sir.
Exploratory testing is fine. And apart from that, before starting the testing also, what you can go for is you can create a mind map technique. What is mind map? You can imagine, you can think about what are the functionality you are going to test, what would be the impacted areas, what are the different permutation combination. On the similar lines, take out 30 minutes for creating that mind map, what you will be testing, how you will be testing it, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and then you can start with your exploratory testing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right?
sir.
So exploratory testing, that is a wonderful answer. That is short a 100% correct answer, right? But it's apart
But
from that, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go
yeah,
ahead.
we
Mhm.
no, I'm saying before to that we should have, like, we have to follow these things because the product is yet to develop. So at first we need to discuss with the development team that what are the features they have developed, and whether they have like tested build verification testing they have performed or not, how many tests they have done from
Right,
their side, unit and integration, all the data we need to collect from their side, and then we need to proceed further.
correct, correct. And another point over here is, see, you don't have any business requirement documents. Now there are
Hmm.
two scenarios. If you are already aware about this product, if you are already aware about this domain, you have that
Yes.
knowledge, then you would be able to do ad hoc testing, which you mentioned. But if you don't
Yes.
have BRD handy with you, then how you will test it, right? So in that
Yes,
case, you
sir.
will have to connect with the project managers, business analyst. You will have to have a conversation with them. What is the reason behind this? What is the significance of having this functionality? On
Yes,
those
yes.
lines, you would be able to have those strategies. For example, they might tell that this is just a functionality which would be used by one or two users, so we will go for functional testing. If you will have a conversation with them, they might tell you, no, no, this might be used by thousands of users. Then automatically your strategy will also take part, will also include the non-functional testing criteria. For example, you will have to do load
Yes.
testing, you will have to do stress testing with with 1,000 users. What is the response of the application? So that's what comes, the communication, the collaboration with the dev team, with the business analyst. Those things needs to be
Yeah.
done.
Because sometimes miscommunication may leads to, like, I mean, defects. We can consider some feature as a defect or bug without having any knowledge on that particular features if you are not communicating with them.
Yeah, yeah, that is very crucial. And see, in the real-time interview, this question can also be tweaked. Like instead of testing strategy, they might ask you, how will you test? What will be your test approach? Right? So that kind of thing can also be asked to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is okay. Now there is one more scenario. So let me share my screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you have got two fields on the page. Okay. You are able to see the screen, right? You have got,
Yes, sir. Yes.
yeah, you have got username and password field with a
Password.
submit button, right? Mostly you can tell
Yes.
it's a login page, right?
Yes.
On submission, on submitting, let's say you have entered the fields. On submitting, you did not get any confirmation message, right? So what what you have to do, generally what happens is, let's say if you're logging into the Facebook, right, you will get some
Yes,
confirmation
yes.
message, you're logged in successfully to this website. But on this page, you will not get a confirmation message. How will you go about testing it? So how will you ensure that your submission has worked? How will you validate?
Like, first of all, the credential which we are entering, that should be, I mean, valid one.
Mm,
The username should be valid one, the password should be valid one.
mm.
And we need to check how much time it is taking, the response time means where we are checking how much time it is taking to response that confirmation message, and what is the issue why we are not receiving the confirmation
So
message, whether it is a network issue
no,
or
no.
is
So
there any.
yeah. So let
Yes
me
sir,
let
tell.
me rephrase. See, this is a behavior that you will not get a confirmation message, right? So generally what happens, we get a confirmation message, we make it as an expected result in the test case. Okay, this message will come, that means this test case has passed, or
Yes sir.
your login has worked. But as per the client behavior or as per the requirement you can take, they don't need a confirmation message. That's why they haven't put the confirmation message there. Intentionally it's not there. So what
Okay,
what will be your validation? How will you validate whether you are proceeding ahead with the right direction?
after submitting the message, if it is, if we are not getting the confirmation message also, we are getting logged into the home page or
Mm,
not, we'll
mm,
check.
mm.
The
Right,
main thing
right.
is that.
Yes. So that is one of the validation. And second thing is, you can also open inspect F12 developer tools in the
Huh.
browser. Over there
Yes,
you will
yes.
get 200 OK something kind of a response
Huh,
of the
status
API,
codes.
right?
Yes, yes.
For which will come when you hit the submit button,
Buttons. Yes,
right?
sir.
So that's how you can verify.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Any other checkpoint?
Status code. Same in the inspect page only, where we'll find the network option and the
Mm,
other options. So we
mm,
can verify the documentation and response time and the status code.
mm,
What is the response we are getting from the server, that we can check and validate.
mm, mm. Right, right. So those are the two checkpoints, right? Now this
Yes.
question can further be break down to, what if you have single user behavior, single user profile behavior, which means that if any user has logged into Chrome browser, then with the same user account you cannot log into the Firefox browser, or with the same user account you cannot log into any other browser. Then this
Okay.
scenario also you can add. Let's say if it's a single, then the moment you will try to log in, so in another you might be thrown out of the first browser, or you might be given some message there that you are already logged in one of the browser. Would you like to continue there, or would you like to exit there and continue on this new browser, right? So
Yes, and
those.
one more point I would
Mm,
like to add, that
mm,
for our particular website there will be a cookie and cache. So whether once the user is logged into that page,
mm,
like in a cache mode, it will be store that user data and details. Now
mm,
next time if the user is login, then
mm,
it will not ask for the username and password, that login page. So
mm.
some website will have that kind of access as well.
Yeah, yeah, it will have, but then again, there is one more scenario. See, whenever you are testing, you can use two kinds of browsers. Either you can always go for same
Yes,
existing browser, or you can use incognito mode. In
yes,
incognito
yes,
mode, you will see those username and password field, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Our main aim is to test the login screen, right? So
Yes sir.
if you will log in directly using cache mechanism, then there is no point of testing, right? Your testing
Yes.
case is not covered, right? So
Yes sir.
you'll have to go for incognito mode also. Okay,
Oh,
so this is fine.
yes sir.
Now let's move to the next question. Okay, what is the difference between defect and bug?
So defect is nothing but the our application is not working is per the client requirement. While coming to the bug, which is nothing but the deviation from our expected result, or we can say the mismatch between the expected result and the actual result.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then what is the meaning of error?
Error is nothing but we can say simply human mistakes. We can say like whenever the developers are performing any coding and programming,
Mm,
then by their mistakes, sometimes it will throw the errors. So which is nothing but the human mistakes
mm,
mostly.
absolutely. Yeah. So see, a bug is nothing but it's a deviation from the
Yes,
customer's requirement. A defect is something when the functionality of an application is not working as per
not
the
forget
customer's requirement,
requirement.
right?
Yes, sir.
Then the reason behind the bug can be the code was missing, or the code was not written itself, or there was extra kind of code that was done, right? Or improper wrong coding was done, right?
Programming complexity
Yeah, yeah.
might
Then
be the
in
reason.
right, then in bugs you can get algorithmic bugs. Then you can get logically bugs, right? While in defect, you will have based on priority or severity. In severity, you will have
Yes,
critical, major, minor defects. Priority, you will have high, medium, low defects, right? So
yes,
that's how you can
yes, sir.
explain.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now can you tell me high level test scenarios of how will you test a pen? And you have to cover both functional as well as non-functional.
So while coming to the functional area, we'll check the quality of the product and is it user friendly or not. User is able to write using the pen or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the ink is how about the packaging. The ink is like when we are keeping it as a vertical mode or a horizontal mode, ink is
Mm-hmm.
coming out from the pen or what, and that we can say. And while coming to non-functional, how smoothly it is performing, and we'll check the, I mean, how much page we can write using a single pen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll check the quality also, whether it is breakable or not.
Mm-hmm.
And any more, sir?
Yeah, yeah, many scenarios can be covered. You can think for some time.
Size of the pen as well, but whether we are able to carry the pen or not. And
Mm-hmm.
it must be user friendly. We can user can use the pen.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen.
Refill, customer can refill the
Yeah, yeah. If
ink or not.
right, right. So those scenarios also you can mention. Okay. See, first, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So you can verify that the length and the diameter of the pen are as per the specifications. You can verify the outer body material of the pen. You can check whether it is metallic, it is, plastic or any other
Plastic.
material is there, right? You can
Yes,
check
sir.
the color of the outer body of the pen. It should be as per the specifications, maybe black, blue, based on the
Yes.
requirements. Brand name or the logo of the pen should be clearly visible. Any information that is written on the pen should be visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yes, sir.
functional scenarios, right? You can verify the type of the pen, whether it's a ballpoint pen, it's an ink pen,
Ink.
or it's a gel pen. You can check the weight of the pen. You can check if the pen is with a cap or without a cap. You can verify the color of the ink on the pen. You can verify the odor of the pen's ink is proper or not, right? It should not be stale.
Yes, sir.
You can verify the surfaces over which the pen is able to write smoothly, right? For example, cardboard or any rubber surfaces there. Then
Yes.
pen's link should not leak at higher altitudes. If you tilt the pen upside down, then it should not leak, right?
Yes, sir.
Then if you have written anything using pen, then it should not be erasable, or it should be properly written. After some time, it should not be, you know, it should be readable after some time also. The ink
Yes,
should
sir.
not
Got it.
spread, right? The ink
Huh.
should not spread basically. The strength of the pen, for example, if it falls from table to the floor, it should not break, right? Then the text written by the pen is waterproof or not, right?
Yes.
So in case of ballpoint pen, you can verify the size of the tip. In case of ball and gel pen, you can verify the user can refill the pen easily. So which you mentioned, right, about refilling.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you can also include some of the negative test scenarios, right? For example, you take that pen to extreme temperatures, extreme altitude with applying more pressure, or what is
Hmm.
happening to the liquids, or what's happening to the ink within the pen, right? So
Yes.
those
Yes.
all scenarios you can include. Then you can verify the number of characters or number of pages we can write using that pen,
Right.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
You can verify the functioning of the pen used continuously without stopping, right? So these are all the
Yes.
scenarios for pen. Okay, so
Okay,
this
sir.
is there now. Okay, now let's say you have to give estimation for one of the functionality, right? So on what
Oh,
basis you will give estimation? On what basis you will give test estimation? Any functionality, generic, you can consider. Let's say you are working in some project and your team lead says that Banita, you are supposed to tell me how much time you will be able to complete testing of this user story. So how will you give that estimation?
so first of all, for that particular feature or the like functionality, I'll identify the all the like possible scenarios, all
Hmm,
the test cases, everything. If it will be more functionality, more features, then it will
hmm,
obviously contain the more number of test cases and test scenario. So it will take little more time to execute. If 300 or 400 or something up above 500 cases are there test cases, then it will take little long time to execute all the test cases and to verify the output result.
hmm,
So according to that, based on that, I'll
hmm.
give the estimation times.
Okay, so you mean to say based on number of test cases. For example, if you have 10 test cases, you will give less time. If you have 50 test cases, you will give comparatively more time. If you have 400 test cases, you will give more time, right? So
Yes.
this is one of the thing. Then apart from that, you can also check the acceptance criteria, right? What is the requirement about? Is it just functional testing, or you are supposed to do non-functional testing also? Is it just
Okay.
manual testing, or you are supposed to automate also, right? Then what is the uh, size of that story, right? So
Mm.
generally we say that on the basis of t-shirt sizing, right? It is large, small, extra large, or it's extra double
Yes.
XL, or it's epic, right? So
Yes.
what
Yes.
is the sizing of that story itself? How many requirements are there? Generally in acceptance criteria, if there are 1 or 2 points, then accordingly less estimation. If there are 20
Yes.
points, then more estimation will come. And many a
Yes.
times you will get some story in which they will have sub stories, they will have child stories, which
Oh,
should be accomplished, which should be working. Then only the main story will be working. So that kind of estimation you need to give, right?
okay, sir.
Then also complexity of the application plays a vital role. What kind of application you have? Is it a simple e-commerce based application which is just 2 times click and the order is done, or it involves multiple steps? So those kind of things are also coming into the picture,
Okay, sir. Like
right?
means
Hmm,
also we need to verify the user story and user point acceptance criteria.
hmm.
Based on all that, we can give the estimations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Banita, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Like, what are the area need to be improved? Like, what else I need to learn?
Okay, so if we
Any
see,
advice?
right,
Yes, sir.
so if we see from the theoretical perspective, I think your knowledge is good, right? You were able to give differences of bug and defect. You were able to tell the test cases also during the first scenario based question that we asked. What you have to focus is on um, analytical thinking, on your
Okay,
analytical
sir.
skills. How will you come up with more test cases? For example,
Okay,
we
sir.
discussed about pen. There were so many test cases,
Yes, sir. Yes.
right? So work on that. Do practice it.
Okay,
Take
sir.
any object that is there in your room and think how you will test it, how you will break it, how will you ensure
Okay,
that
sir.
it is releasable or not, right? So
Okay, sir.
that can be done. Rest all looks good. If you give interviews, you are having good chances of getting selected.
Okay, sir. Thank you so
Right,
much, sir.
right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much and wish you all the
Thank
best
you,
for your
sir.
career.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.